So today we're going to be doing a quick video and then I'll turn it into a blog post as well, stick it on the blog. But I'm basically going to be talking you through the clonable that we have here. The long and short of it is that we've already got a post on doing CMS powered background videos in Webflow. And it works really good, but it's all based on custom code embeds. And now that we have the new Webflow custom element, where you can turn it into just about anything, we can rather use that to essentially build a background video element in Webflow that is not an embed and just uses attributes to bind to things in the CMS, like the URLs essentially for the videos. And we're going to be sticking the videos on Vimeo and creating CMS background videos that autoplay and everything, but are not embeds and stylable and everything in Webflow. Cool, let's get right into it. Right, so we've got the clonable right here, all pretty straightforward. Some jabs that I wrote beforehand, and there's some custom code, but it's not needed at all. This is just a plain pause the video. Important part is we've got background videos playing here. This one's hardly moving, but it is playing. And you'll see if you hop into Webflow, they're all sitting in a collection list. And you will also note that they are a video element and they've been built using the custom element over here. So what do we need to do this? We need to build a video element. We need to add a source inside that. We need a video hosted somewhere, and this can even be on Webflow. You can host the videos in here and upload it in the asset panel and use those URLs. More on that actually in the old post if you want to grab those, but I would just stick it on Vimeo. It's so much easier. And then, yeah, like I said, the video element. So what is a background video element? It's just this, right? So that's the very basics of what you need. It needs to have the URL of the video. It needs to say that it's auto-playing. It needs to be muted because otherwise it's not a background video element. And ideally you want to clip the sound out of it anyway, because that just makes it bigger. And then because it's background video, you want it to loop. And that's about it, right? That's the very basics of what you need. So your second part is the actual videos. So I grabbed like 9 videos here from Pixels and uploaded them, and I should have actually compressed them and done all kinds of things, but I just picked 9 like short videos. So ideally you want these as small as possible, right? And all of that. And then the important part is, what will you need from them for the CMS? You'll need a link to the video, and you can't use this Vimeo link because that's not a link to the file. You need a link to the actual file, which you'll get from video file links. And you don't want the play links. If you look at the actual like developer documents for Vimeo, you'll see these things expire. So yeah, slightly dodge, but use the download link. It still pulls straight from the Vimeo CDN. So these are distributed, will come from the closed server to you. And then you just want to grab the links like that, use them in the CMS. I've got a slightly weird structure here because this was a demo I did for a client. So I've got the projects, and then in the projects here, this is just Webflow generated names. In the projects here, I'm referencing the video field, but so it could just be a collection of videos, right? You don't need project video, but there we go. This is the way I built it. And all you need in here really is a name and the 3 links, right? So the highest one under that, and one lowest one. And this is what you're up for, right? So in my case, it'll be, because of the quality I grabbed of Pixels, 720, 540, and 360 or something, I'm guessing. I'll check now what I did there. But so this is like if the browser's struggling, it can switch to a different resolution or file size. And God knows how it actually works this stuff out. There is no logic behind it. Basically just starts at the top right and picks that. And then we get to the actual element. So all you'll be doing here is sticking in a collection list. And this is bound, like I said, to projects in my case, but it could just be videos or whatever. And in the collection list element, so this in the demo was supposed to go to a project page. So that's why there's a link here, not required at all again. And then I made an aspect box because I wanted them to be 16 by 9 all the time. So this is just going full width of the containing element. So 100% width, 56.25 will give you 16 by 9. So that's an aspect box. And then that's set to relative. And inside that, we've got the actual video element. So this is a custom element dragged in. If you go to settings, tag is video, and therefore a video element. And then just in terms of styling, so even if the video is not 16 by 9, I wanted it to always cover and be 16 by 9 on this grid that I created. So in this case, it's going 100% width, height. This is just a backup over here really. Position absolute, 0% all around, so that it's taking up all the space. And then it's set to cover. And this is where it's nice and I would say better than custom code, because when you're doing that embed, then you have to code like cover in or contain if you want to actually see the whole video if it's 9 by 16 instead of 16 by 9. So yeah, so much easier this way. You can just style everything right in here. And then we've got the source, so the URLs, those three that we had in the CMS. But let's just drop into the attributes here. So like we said, it's a video tag. And then like we looked at this before, right? Autoplay, muted, loop, the ID we have here and the type. So you just assign some attributes. We wanted loading eager, which it should be doing anyway, but whatever, I added that in. Preload metadata, so it's just going to download the metadata for the video as soon as possible. The title, I'm just pulling in the name from the CMS, you're assigning that. Loop is true, plays in line is true, muted is true. And then when we jump over to the source, src, so where's the link going? And that's the high quality one, and you'll just see type, MP4, like we just said, data resolution, that's just a little extra I added in here, and the data format 720, it's just indicating for stuff with the browser, not really needed, but anyway, it's more for me to remember what I was binding here, 540, and in the third one, 360. And what did it do? It created a native video element instead of having an embed. And you can see the videos sitting here. They're not all playing in the designer, but they are here. And they are native background video. And we can see that playing on the page here. And then, like I said, so there's no custom code, right? You're just assigning attributes. So great stuff there. And I mean, we've done a few large video projects at big libraries and things, and this is so much easier to explain to a client when you're like training them, or if you get hit by a bus for anyone to realize instead of having to look for an embed and find the code and figure that out, it's a video element. Only you can't use the Webflow video element with the CMS, so use this instead and it works perfectly. And then yes, I said there's no custom code. My project has custom code in it. You don't need this at all. You'll see it's in the system site settings under custom code. And this is just to play and pause the video when it's out of the viewport. So it's more for performance. So when you're scrolling, where's this thing? Oh god. When you're scrolling away, if you see, I set it to 5% visibility, so you'll see it's not 5% yet, it's pausing the video, and then when it becomes visible it prays. So basically what it is an object intersect observer sitting there saying, hey, is the video inside the viewport, play it. If it's not inside the viewport, pause it. So pretty straightforward. I think FinSuite, I did type it out in here as well, has a similar little JS deliver script that you can paste in. I don't know if that actually works the way I've done it here. So yeah, just wrote this myself, and I'm terrible at code, so it's probably not neat or very optimized, but you can set the threshold, so the percentage visible that I had, that 5%, you can adjust that here. And then there's a slight delay on playing and pausing, and that's if like the user is scrolling like a maniac, and play and pause happens at the same time, and your JavaScript console's just going to start throwing errors. So yeah. Oh, and you might notice I've got, oh stupid, I've got a, wait, there it is. You can see the title popping up. You can just, take the title out of the attributes. So it doesn't need to be in there. And I think that's it. That's how you make background video using the custom element in Webflow. And it's powered by the CMS and living on Vimeo. Oh, yeah. So one last thing, there is some other custom code. Again, that's just aesthetics. And that's just doing the layout, because this is Flexbox and it's just set, what is it just set to? To be 50%, so 2 by 2, but I wanted a nice little pattern. So it's 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3. Repeating over and over, and you'll see its minimum width, so that if there's a dangling guy at the end, you'll just fill the page with the size set to expand. But yeah, no, this is neither here nor there. That's just why there's another custom code embedded in here. That was the layout of the 213. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, so I'm gonna be sticking it on the blog somewhere, and like I said, there is a blog post on background videos in Webflow on the blog that has all the custom code to just do it the old school way, I guess, before Webflow had custom elements. So yeah, you can go look at that as well. I'll stick the video and the post on the blog now, and I'll make this clonable, so you can just grab the project and copy what you want. Cool. Cheers.